He doesn't just fight for a living. He lives like he walks straight out of an anime he created himself. Israel Adesanya glides through his city in an anime-inspired McLaren 720S Spider, a $350,000 masterpiece customized to look like it was pulled from another universe. And when the engine roars, it sounds exactly like his knockout power. Sharp, sudden, unforgettable. Then there's the life behind the gates. A glass-walled mansion where sunrise hits the rooms like a scene from a futuristic film. A $4 million empire built from precision, creativity, and pure championship swagger, all wrapped around a man who made the UFC his canvas. So, before we step into the power, the artistry, and the empire of Israel Adesanya, smash that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell. Because this isn't just a lifestyle, this is the Last Stylebender in full cinematic mode. From the bustling streets of Lagos to the bright lights of the UFC Octagon, his journey is a story of grit, vision, and destiny. Born on July 22, 1989, as the eldest of 5 children, his early years were marked by constant change, briefly living in Ghana before settling in Rotorua, New Zealand at 10. A quiet, introspective child, Adesanya found solace not in sports, but in anime like Naruto and Death Note, drawn to the precision and courage of its heroes. Bullied and underestimated at school, he discovered a fire within that would later fuel his fighting spirit. Inspired first by the flamboyance of Prince Nassim Hamed, and later by the martial artistry of Ong Bak, he began training in kickboxing at 18, quickly amassing a flawless 32-0 amateur record before stepping onto the professional stage in China. By 21, he was honing his skills at City Kickboxing in Auckland under Eugene Bearman, training alongside future UFC stars like Dan Hooker and Alexander Volkanovski. These years of relentless discipline and determination set the stage for his meteoric rise in the UFC, where he would become a 2-time middleweight champion and one of the sport's most dominant and charismatic figures. Along the way, Adesanya not only mastered the cage, but also built a life reflecting his ambitions outside of it. Luxury cars, stunning homes, and a lifestyle that mirrors the flair and success of the fighter he has become. His life outside the cage is a reflection of the same creativity, precision, and intensity that make him a champion. Based in Auckland, New Zealand, he has built a world that blends discipline with flair. A sanctuary where focus meets expression. His home, tucked away from the public eye, mirrors his personality. Private, spacious, and carefully curated to allow him the mental clarity and calm he needs to stay at the top of his game. But when it's time to hit the road, his car collection reads like a gallery of automotive dreams. At the heart of it is his McLaren 720S Spider, a convertible supercar with over 700 horsepower and a design as sharp and explosive as his striking. Customized in vibrant orange and named Kurama after his beloved Naruto anime, perfectly embodying his unique persona on wheels. He also owns a Rolls-Royce Cullinan, a hand-built British SUV that radiates quiet luxury and status, its plush interior a contrast to the raw power of his fights. For everyday, refined cruising, he keeps at least 2 Range Rovers, British SUVs known for all-terrain capability, wrapped in sophisticated style. Beyond his own collection, Adesanya's generosity spills into his gifts, including a Bentley Continental GT he bought for his father, a Grand Touring Coupe with a roaring W12 engine, and a Porsche Cayenne SUV he gifted his mother, blending performance with family pride. Every vehicle isn't just metal and rubber. It's a chapter in a story about hard-earned success, personal symbolism, and a life lived on his own terms. But while his life's name buzzing in every corner of the MMA scene, a rising force that demanded attention from the UFC, the sport's ultimate stage. When he stepped into the Octagon in February 2018, his second-round TKO victory announced a rival not with words, but with a statement. One victory after another, he dismantled contenders with technical brilliance, sharp striking, and an almost theatrical precision, leaving fans and rivals alike whispering his name alongside the elite. Then came UFC 236, the defining night. Against Kelvin Gastelum, Adesanya engaged in a back-and-forth war, a fight hailed as one of the year's best, ultimately claiming the interim middleweight title. Later that year, he unified the belt with a breathtaking second-round knockout of Robert Whittaker, cementing his place at the pinnacle of the division. But every legend faces adversity. A daring move to light heavyweight brought his first MMA defeat to Jan Blachowicz, testing his resolve. The rivalry with Alex Pereira, a man who had beaten him twice in kickboxing, became legendary. A crushing loss at UFC 281, followed months later by a sensational second-round knockout in UFC 287, a story of redemption etched in history. Yet even mastery is never permanent. A stunning decision loss to Sean Strickland in 2023 ended his reign, and in August 2024 at UFC 305, a submission defeat to Dricus du Plessis marked the first time he had ever been finished. Still, Adesanya refuses to fade. Every setback sharpens him. Every challenge fuels him. His legacy is already carved in MMA history. But the question now is larger than titles or victories. How will he rise from here, and what new chapter will he write in the story of a fighter who has redefined greatness? Outside the octagon, he is as much an artist as he is a fighter. His love for dance, anime, and professional wrestling has shaped the persona of the Last Stylebender, a nickname inspired by Avatar, the Last Airbender. From choreographed walkouts that electrify arenas to a tattoo of Toph Beifong on his forearm, his style and showmanship are unmistakable. Fluent in Yoruba, Nigerian Pidgin, and English, he carries his cultural roots proudly, weaving them into both his life and his craft. He keeps his personal life largely private, but has been linked to Australian model and entrepreneur Shauna Evers. While he doesn't have children yet, he has expressed a desire to start a family in the future. For now, his focus remains on his career, self-growth, and the constant pursuit of excellence, inside and outside the cage. Even as one of the UFC's brightest stars, his journey has been marked not only by triumphs, but also by moments of controversy that have tested his public image. In February 2020, during the UFC 248 pre-fight press conference, Adesanya sparked outrage with a remark about defeating Yoel Romero, saying he would crumble him like the Twin Towers. The comment drew immediate backlash, and he quickly apologized, explaining that he had spoken without thinking, admitting his words had come out wrong. The controversies didn't stop there. In 2021, a social media post directed at fellow fighter Kevin Holland, in which Adesanya wrote, "Bro, I will effing rape you," caused widespread condemnation, including from New Zealand's Deputy Prime Minister Grant Robertson, who reminded him that such remarks were unacceptable. Adesanya deleted the tweet and apologized, acknowledging the severity of his words. Legal troubles also complicated his image. In November 2022, he was arrested at JFK Airport in New York for possession of brass knuckles, an illegal weapon in the state. The charges were eventually resolved, but the incident added to scrutiny of his conduct. The following year, in August 2023, he was pulled over in Auckland for drunk driving, with a blood alcohol level of 87 mg%, well above the legal limit of 50 mg%. He was fined 1,500 New Zealand dollars and received a 6-month driving suspension. After the court appearance, he posted videos from inside the courtroom, which is illegal in New Zealand without judicial permission. He later removed the videos and apologized. Even more recently, in August 2024, Adesanya faced criticism for comments on Twitter regarding Algerian boxer Imane Khalif's Olympic win, stating that men should not be boxing women. He quickly deleted the post and apologized, clarifying that his statement was based on misinformation and that discussions on women's fights should be left to women. Despite these setbacks, Adesanya remains one of the most dynamic and high-profile figures in combat sports. Each misstep has been met with reflection and apology, but the pattern has undeniably shaped public perception. His journey demonstrates that even legends face growing pains, and the lingering question is whether he can fully rise above these controversies to solidify his lasting legacy. Before you go, don't miss out on exclusive perks. Click the link in the description to become a channel member and enjoy awesome benefits, like suggesting future video topics, getting early access to new content 48 hours before anyone else, and much more. Your support means the world and helps us keep bringing you the stories you love. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, drop a comment, and subscribe for more amazing content. And while you're here, why not check out our deep dive into Sugar Ray Leonard's video? Trust me, you won't want to miss it. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.